Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos, and today I'm going to show you in a live example how to train a new Facebook pixel or API. Okay, a little bit of theory before we go into one other account just to show you. Don't expect any crazy rows in this account. You will see how we start with new ad accounts and how we try to work with them. Just for context, for all of you that you're sending me messages about working with your ad accounts, if your ad account is new, most probably I'm not going to work with you if I don't believe a lot into your product and your project. It has nothing to do with you, it has to do with my time and how I want to manage it. And I cannot take all of the projects, I can just take limited projects. And to be honest with you, I want to work with projects that I truly believe that I can also help. So just to clarify, this is not a video so that you can say, okay, this guy helped this guy with this startup and he can help me also. Most probably, like 90% of the people that reach out to me without a trained pixel, I reject their propositions of working together. And there are specific cases that I work with people because I believe a lot in their product. Enough of that, let's go and let me explain to you a little bit of theory of how we're training Pixels APIs. First of all, the pixels are going to be removed on 2023. This is why, now it's 23.
Yes.
To 24. I lost the track of time, sadly. We are going to have APIs which we're going to train also, and they are going to behave the same way. The ultimate goal of each ad account and each pixel or API, however we want to call it, it's all about going from interests to bigger interests, then to lookalikes, then to stacked lookalikes, which is broader, and then go to broad targeting. So the ultimate goal of each account is to train our pixel and API to a level that is going to be able to identify people that they're going to buy inside a broad audience. That being said, if you don't have interests to use at the start, well, you're unlucky and you have to find alternative ways of training your pixel with organic traffic or with other ways of getting traffic and data to your pixel so that you can go to step number 2, which is using broader interests, which are not super specific to your niche or to your product, and then later lookalikes. Another thing that you can do is burn a lot of money by just having random sales here and there, which is going to help you eventually train your pixel, which is going to work really well. In the example that I would like to show you, I would like to show you at least one step of the process of how we improved. Maybe I will do a later case study because these things are taking time, okay, 2, 3, 4 months. But I find it quite interesting of what we have done, how we used crazy method in order to take advantage of one interest that it was working. And this owner is understanding all of that. I really believe in his product and I believe that we will be successful. And also the importance of the creatives and how we're testing them. First of all, I need to clarify that this is not an account that I'm proud of. I'm just showing you how you can start with another account basically. And of course, Facebook is the art of failure, okay? And you need to fail a lot of times until you find something that is working in another account, or if Facebook decides eventually to make it work and make your life easier. The point here and what I want to show you is just pure data of how we're improving an account and how we see if we're moving in the right direction. And the other thing that I want to point out about this account is that it's in the skincare brand, but it's in the acne niche. And why am I pointing that? First of all, because there are not specific interests that you can use for the acne products. Like super relative ones. So we are missing the first point here, which is the interests. We have to go to broader interests. The problem with acne is that there are a lot of people that they have acne. When you are going to train your pixel over there, it's going to be amazing. But until you do so, every single brand like La Roche-Posay or Aven or other brands, they are just having some people that they have acne within this niche. So it's always a sub niche of another niche, which is very difficult because it's making our life more difficult with training a pixel that understands the ideal avatar, which is the people who have acne. In the previous month, what happened here is that 4,750 has been spent, and the owner, of course, and whoever is a normal businessman, this guy has other businesses also, so he understands that. And when you don't have alternative ways of getting sales, for example, when you don't have influencer marketing or other ways of training your pixel like this, well, you need to spend a lot of money by training your pixel with random sales here and there. But let me show you what was happening so far in this situation. So when I started on this ad account, the cost per click that I was getting, it was a ridiculous thing, like 10.25, 11.3 and so on. And then even with that, I managed to get 3 sales over here in this interest, which were not good. Now, at this point, I'm starting realizing that not only my targeting is a problem, but also my creatives, because I don't believe, okay, somebody who has acne is going to click, but $10 is too much, even for somebody who is not having acne of not click, who is having acne of clicking. That means that we have problem with our targeting. So so at the same time, I asked from the owner to do more creatives and let's try more creatives. But since I had some sales over here, even with this ridiculous cost, but I found one interest over here that it was working very well. So now, what do I get from this? That my creatives are not good, I need to find other creatives. Secondly, the other thing that I need to check here is that this interest, even with such expensive cost per click and traffic, because it's a baby pixel, a new pixel, it's getting sales. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take the other creatives, okay, and I'm going to, first of all, what I did is I checked how many sales we could have until now. The sales are only 200, so I tried also lookalikes, and they didn't perform better because I thought that, okay, if my interest is like this, let me try to improve it by putting lookalike audiences, but lookalikes are not ready yet. And I didn't even get to add to carts to that, which means that we are far away from using lookalike audiences. I just got one random sale here. And the other thing that I want to point out, so let's focus on this now, which are the new ones. It's that when I started running my crazy method with this specific interest, which was the brand one, it's just a group of 3 interests. So I started using this as a crazy method this time. If you don't know what crazy method is, go check my video about crazy method. And I also used other creatives, and I did this 3 times because I produced other creatives, other creatives, other creatives. What happened here is that I managed to have over here a cost per unique click on 4.34. I can live with that. It's fine as a cost per click. And one of them actually optimized. And if we see on the maximum lifetime, we can see that the results that we're getting is on 6 purchases right now. It's having consistent sales day by day. If you watched on yesterday, I believe yesterday it had nothing, but the previous day on Monday, it had 2 sales, okay? Which is another thing of new pixels, by the way, they are inconsistent. So I believe that this one most probably at some point is going to die, and I'm going to try again the brand one's crazy method with other interests and this interest again as a relaunch. And again, and again, and again. I will keep doing this process and I will try to keep improving it. Now, here we have a cost per purchase of 50. I believe that, by the way, on the last 30 days, if it was here, the cost per purchase is on 90. They were hitting $200 and $150 as cost per purchase, even on Mother's Day or Other's Day like this, which are special promos. And now we're managing to get this to 90. Are we happy with that? No, but it's an improvement. We are improving day by day and month by month. And of course, we are having sales day by day, because if we watch here on Sunday, we had 2 sales. On Monday, I believe we had 2 sales. Then on Tuesday died. If for another 1 or 2 days we're not going to have any sale, we're going to close, relaunch it, try more creatives, and so on and so on. We're going to do this again, until we manage to train it in a level that we will start doing lookalikes. Now, the most important thing on this account at this point is not the creatives, but to reach to the point that we know that we have an interest, which if we use it, if the creatives are correct, we're going to have sales. Because when you have that, you are just having only one equation to solve, which is going to be the creatives, producing creatives all the time. And you know that this interest is good enough when you test it in order for you to be able to have the best possible results. I guess this is summarize it a little bit. This is how you kickstart a business. This is how you test it. This is how you do it. Of course, it took me 3 CBO campaigns with different interests. Then we used 4 batches of different creatives. And the thing that we're doing here is that we're using dynamic creative ads, which is this button over here. And we're using, as you can see here, several videos, and we are using also several copies in order to define what is best. At this point, with 6 sales only on this campaign, which is moving to the right direction, we're not going to be able to see which one was the best creative or whatever. Maybe just have an indication of 5 sales or 6, but I don't think that it's enough. But I hope that with all that, you understand my thought process and the way that you approach a new pixel ad account and how you try to train your pixel. For example, if you're in the phishing niche, there are much better interests that you can use instead of going through that way. But all the things that you need to do is just think if you can improve your cost per click, if you can improve the sales that you're getting, the consistency of the sales you're getting, because if you're getting 1-2 sales and then it dies, it's because of your pixel. Then you have to relaunch it and try again and again and again. Use the crazy method because it's helping you a lot at the start to target different hot pockets that they might work. Because if you do the consolidation method that Facebook is actually proposing, you're just going to have only one ad set, and this one ad set, if you are not fortunate enough to have a sale, then you're going to lose all your money there. So the crazy method is helping you a lot, especially in a new account, to actually target different hot pockets. And if you're fortunate enough, like the way that I was here with this ad set over here taking all the budget, okay, because you can see it's taking all the budget, okay, and I just close this one just to direct it here. Okay, fine, take all the budget. If you get sales, keep giving me sales, and then at some point, by just also improving the site, the average order value and the creatives more and the targeting that we have and stuff, then we can start talking about return on ad spend and how we can go to profitability. Sadly, this is the truth. Facebook is an expensive platform. If you don't like it, try to train your pixel with alternative ways and then come to Facebook to scale. Anyway, I hope that you learned something today from this experiment that I do and live example. And don't forget that if you want to learn more, you can check my book or my free course and my website. And until we meet again, guys, be creative and be consistent.